What is going on, everyone? Thank you guys for tuning in with Under the Lights with the McKnights. We are your hosts, Lonnie, and this is my guy Kendrick. My boy, boy, look at them tats, boy. Ooh, boy, look at them tats. The boy got the tat showing today. Hey, how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Man, I feel good, man. I'm more energized for this one than the past two that we done. Because that last one, I was dead, man.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel pretty good, man. I just got done shaving, bro. Feeling good about myself. Uh, and even greater of a Carolina win
Yeah.
Sunday, bro. Man, 16-13. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like last video, I was like, "There's no way we was gonna win that," and just the amount of tenacity and just consistency on the defensive side of the ball that we had against the Packers was just amazing. And obviously the walk off with the field goal by Ryan Fitzgerald. I mean, just amazing, man. I felt good Sunday, man.
Yeah. For him to do it twice too in the season, I just know that's a confidence like booster for sure.
Yeah,
Um, Yeah, so we both had our Panthers losing. Only because of watching the Packers play. Like, yes, they have a 5-1-1 record, but their defense is just really sound. And their offense, like I said, they don't really have any like superstars, but like they can just fire off on all cylinders. And we pretty much, I'm not gonna say we exposed them, but we hit them where it hurts. I thought that they was going to use Josh Jacobs a little bit more than usual, especially in the run game. I thought they were going to run it a lot more, but I guess they felt like they could beat us in the air. Turns out they couldn't. One thing I do applaud our defense on is bending but not breaking. Allowing the teams to have whatever in between the 20s, but once you get in that red zone, you got to be really creative to pretty much score because everything is so condensed. So, the fact that they didn't score their first touchdown until like 3 minutes left into the fourth quarter says a lot about our defense and how we played. Um, I was really, how it's one of those things where it's like I don't want to bet against my team, but just the way everything like it is hard not to like, bet with your heart or like, like because of course like we want our team to win every game, but I felt like we were being as realistic as possible and it didn't help that, we lost 40-9 to the Bills the week prior. So, oh well, we're going to attack the Panthers the same way the Bills did, or just find the missing holes. But having a Derek Brown and a defensive line that was pretty sound all game, I mean, I'm not complaining. To me, I think that there's no such thing as an ugly win for the Panthers, especially everything that we've been through over the past ooh, 5-6 years. Um, because usually, especially like last year and the year before, whenever it was close games, we couldn't finish. We didn't know how to finish. And now, like, it seems like we finally figured that out. So I think that's what I'm really, really happy about with the team overall. Um, what were your thoughts when Mike Jack dropped that pick? When it
Oh
was like 2 minutes.
yeah, man. That was crazy. But that would have been great. That would have been such a like an awesome play. But but like you were saying, like the defense was just all around just amazing. And that also goes to show the inconsistency with Green Bay, you know. Um I mean, they had a very solid passing game. I think Jordan Love had like what 260 60 something yards or 70
Yeah,
something yards. But like you said, they just didn't capitalize in the red zone or whenever they needed to. I think Romeo Dobbs had like 7 receptions and like 91 yards. So
yeah,
he was their, top guy. And I really needed him because he's on my fantasy. So that's the only thing about Green Bay that I liked. But uh, yeah, I don't know. Like Green Bay is like they're a good team, but at the same time they're not.
yeah,
Um, Losing to us. I mean, not to say that we're like a bad team, but like they're up there as far as like a contender in the NFC. And to lose to us is like okay, like that's kind of crazy. But um, yeah, I'm just excited and even more excited headed into week 10 going up against the Saints, the 1-8 Saints. If we lose to
yeah,
them, like that's come on now. But yeah, like it was such a confidence booster for us, especially coming off that crazy loss to the Bills. Um, but yeah, I mean our offense, it wasn't there, with Bryce with that crazy interception. That was just nasty. That was ugly.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I mean, he did somewhat well, like 102 yards. He did decent for what he could do against that Green Bay defense. And again, just the ultimate game manager doing what he can to get us to where we need to be for field position and getting those field goals. And yeah, I love it. Um, Definitely a win that we needed to continue to up the ranks to possibly get into that wild card position. And man, I love it. This is like the
yeah,
most excited I've been for a while, man.
yeah,
Um, Last 2 seasons just wasn't the greatest for us, and I'm loving coming into the season. I love it.
yeah. I think you know, I find it funny how like the wins that we did have prior to the Packers. Oh, you guys it's just the Saints. Oh, it's just the Cowboys. They defense. What do y'all have to say now? What do you guys have to say now? My friend, a good friend of mine, Kenzie, because she's a Packers fan. This mm, she messaged me and said y'all won because of two penalties. I was like, what? I was like, did you even watch the game? She was like, no. But I'm like, so how you gonna say that we won based off like stuff like that really irks me. Stuff like that irks me a lot. And
Yeah,
then here we go. And then here we go. Look, this the favorite. Y'all get such and such little wins. Now y'all think y'all yes, because we are and we beat you. We beat you.
yeah.
That's why we're the sugar honey iced tea. So I say all that to say put some respect on our name. We're not a bad team anymore. We're not a bad team. Our defense is solid. We're enough. We're enough. Our offense, I don't even think we've reached our potential. We're nowhere near to our. I don't even think Bryce has yet to have a game to where he can really feed all his receivers. Just wait till we get to that point. But we don't need to do that because we got five on it. You know what I'm saying? We got five on it. Rico, tell me your thoughts on Rico, man.
Another solid game. Our running game has just been spectacular throughout this last couple, like what, 3, 4, or 5 games, and putting Rico in and having that spark on our offense has definitely been amazing to see. This is probably the most hyped I've been for our run game since what, Christian.
Yeah,
Um, and even growing up, with I mean, even though he wasn't like he didn't wow you, but like he did pretty solid, Jonathan Stewart.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, this is like the most hyped I've been for our running game for a long time. And if he stays healthy, and again, if Bryce can, like you said, definitely take it up a notch with our offense and getting everybody within their spots, sky's the limit for us.
Yeah.
Um, and so like I'm excited. I love Rico. Like I said, I love Chuba too, but it's just Rico just has more. He just has more for us.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He just
He has more juice, and like I think as fans, true Panther fans, like we do love Chuba. Well, let me not say that it because a lot of people did not want Chuba,
yeah.
especially because he was a Matt Rule guy. Um, I do
Don't say
appreciate.
that name up here.
Um,
Don't say that name up here. Matt Rule. Don't say that.
my bad, my bad. Um, but having Chuba, he is a no nonsense running back. He's just straight downhill. But what we have with Rico, and once again, like I said, it kind of reminds me of when we had Deontay Foreman. He had big play capabilities. Um, and I just see that with Rico as well, but just a little bit more juice. Now, we have been, and I think we should continue to keep running Rico into the dirt. Because what he's doing for us. This man has when did he take over? Four? Week 4, week 5?
Yeah.
He wasn't even getting a lot of carries or nor a lot of yards before that Cowboys game. That Cowboys game, I think the most yards he had was 30 in a game. Now he's third in the NFL in rushing yards, and he's number 1 in the NFC. Do you know how crazy that is? To have 735 yards and to pretty much not have anything the first 3 games. And mind you, we limited him in the Bills game. He is just a big play type of guy. He shows it every single week. His he is guaranteed to get a 15-yard play. A 15-yard play because of his ability to just pop in. He's strong. He can break tackles. Like he can do all those things. And it's just like, man, like you start to wonder, like, okay, what do we do for the foreseeable future? Right. And I think right now, especially because of what we have, and this is just me personally, I really do love Rico, but I don't think we'll be able to afford him, especially with the season he's having. If I'm being honest, and this is just me, I'm really just trying to take feelings out of it. What I'm going to do, like I said, I'm gonna thank him for his services once the season, like once we're out, because I think we're making it to the playoffs. But once we're out, I'm thank him for his services and let him go, let him be. As much as I want to resign him, I feel like we have bigger holes in our team. Um, I think we'll be just fine at the running back position. Um, and I say that because we have a Jonathan Brooks coming back, from an ACL injury. Like, yes, I know he's entering year 3, but he's still on a rookie contract. And if he show any shades of what he showed the 2 games he was here, we'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. And we will still have Chuba, who's still a serviceable running back. He has just not found it quite yet. It's, it's taking some time. I think eventually he will, but it's just not right now. So we're relying on Rico. And then, we have Trevor. I think he is a pretty solid running back. Whenever we put him in, he does what he needs to do or try. And if all else fail, we can just draft another running back. I don't think we've done a bad job. When it comes to running backs, we always we've always found a good one. I cannot name besides like a Cameron Artist Payne and like a Fozzie Whitaker. And Fozzie Whitaker wasn't that bad, but like, for like we've always had like 1,000-yard running backs. Like we have never been lacking in that department. So that's why I'm comfortable enough with letting Rico go because I don't want to. I don't know. I just don't want us to pay him this money, and then like we need to draft. Me personally, I think we draft a corner in the first round next year. I think that's what we need because that helps JC out a lot, and it helps our safeties out a lot, and then maybe it helps us, you know, create more pressures, um, and things of that nature. So that's my spiel about the whole Rico thing. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with like that old saying, like, don't fix something that's not broken. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, I just got done saying like this is the most excited I've been for our offense in a long time, and so like, well, first of all, I didn't know he signed a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Um, so with that, I mean, for the spark he has done for our offense and what he is doing and putting up like amazing numbers, like I would pay him. You know what I mean? And do whatever we have to keep him on board and with the hopes that he continues his play. Like of course you like you said, you draft like within our defense. I think I'm not gonna say we're pretty set in the offense.
Yeah.
Like you said, we just continue to do what I have to do there. More reps and just more execution and better execution. I think we can be okay there. But again, it starts and ends with Rico. Uh,
Yeah.
Chuba is definitely serviceable. I just believe in just serving the right hand, the high hand, and continue riding that wave of Rico for as long as possible. And for the work he has done, do what you got to do and pay him. And with the hopes that he continues this play for however long the deal is. I would hope he would want to come back or use this opportunity to raise his stock and go elsewhere that some players could do or have done. And so I have high hopes for our team and just hope that um, he sticks around because Carolina is not the greatest team in the world or have the biggest market, but you know we'll see. You know we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, so okay, so what if just what if we paid Rico, right?
Yeah.
But then he has a downfall year like Chuba's having right now. Then what?
What do you mean like downfall though? Like
Like, is it he's not
he's not.
running the ball the same as he did this year?
How long is the contract?
Let's go 3 years.
How much?
3, 4. Ooh. Let's go 3 for 28.
Oof. Oh man. I don't know. Um, that's a great question. I think just switch them both out. With him and Truba, and um, I wouldn't necessarily say trade him or just outright let him go. Just um, let that money walk. But at the same time, it's like um, you just have to do what you got to do and hope that he can get that spark back. Uh,
Mhm.
with getting benched, it's kind of like similar to Bryce last season. Having a down year, bench him, let that be his like I guess you can say wake up call, or be able to recharge and then get back out there and boom, 2025 all over again. But I mean, what would you do if that happened? We pay him for that much, and he's not the same Rico.
Somebody just getting out of here, bro. I mean, because like I said, my first thought was to like, as much as I would like to keep Rico, I just don't think it's financially smart or possible for us to do that, especially with the running back room being so crowded. Because I really think what I really believe is that we're banking on Jonathan Brooks. This man is only 20, 21, going on 22, or he is fairly young, so he has a lot of juice. Um, and still on a rookie contract. So it's just like, I'm being honest, like, I believe if he never tore his ACL, we don't get Rico. I truly believe that. Because what was the purpose of picking up Rico? We didn't have another running back. So we
Yeah,
got we got to steal. Like I said, if I don't know, I don't know if anyone will pick up Chuba contract. Um, it's I don't know if they will. So that's why I'm just saying. So if we were in that predicament to where we saw him and he's having a down year, he's most definitely getting traded. I'm sorry, unfortunately. That
yeah,
hot hand got cold. But that's besides the point. We're talking about now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get into that little tangent. But
yeah.
yeah, man, Panthers 5-4. We keep the above 500 streak alive, which is what I like. Um, lets us know that we're moving in the right direction. Um, you know, we're we're entering week 10. We already have 5 wins. We're already tied for pretty much the amount of wins that we've had last year. What improvements have you seen with um I guess Dave Canales over the year? Like, compare it from, last year to this year. Do you see any differences or anything like that?
I would say again, like I keep going back to the run game, but I would say the run game. He has always been one of those coaches that has specializes with running backs. With his time in Tampa with Roddy White, and I guess transforming him to be a better player that that he was into where he is now with Baker Mayfield. And so um with Chuba is with him it just didn't click at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with Rico, it shows. Being able to find looks and doing what you have to do there, and just going as much as you can, getting those extra yardage. And I think also too, Bryce has always been a leader, but like with the coach with like Dave, it elevates, his style of play
Yeah.
and just his leadership and being able to be that teammate that can, help his team, um, just better morale. You know what I'm saying? Like I see like the videos from the Panthers, like him just hyping them up and um, writing the stats down as far as like what player did this, what player did that to lead up to a win or even a loss. Like watching the post game interviews, like he still has like this bright energy even in a loss, especially against the Bills. It's just like I love his energy, and still finding the positive holes in a negative vibe. You know what I mean? And so I love a coach like that keeps the morale up even when it feels right to have a low one. And so um a lot of improvements as far as the run game and also just the overall presence as a leader to lead a franchise that's been losing for a very long time, and being able to, um, I guess, transform a morale to a very good one. And even when the deck is stacked against us, like, we have a chance to win due to his attitude and demeanor, and putting that leadership pack uh, into Bryce and the rest of the squad.
Yeah. Um, I absolutely agree. The way his energy is hard not to like. Like, um, he always tries to look at the positive in things. Um, and like I said, like I remember when he first got hired, he was saying he was pretty much going to be bullish on the run game. You know, the first year we did not see that. We was like, run the ball. Obviously, certain things wasn't working, and now like he has a full season under his belt, and he's in year two. It just seems like okay, I'm really starting to figure this out. So let me do what I was hired to do. Let me keep my word. And that just seems to, really be working for him and the team. And it seems like that they really believe in him. Because if they didn't, I don't think we would have the record that we have now. Sometimes, especially last year, I would really question if he could be our coach. And I wish I would have given him a little bit more grace because he was still figuring things out. All right. I think for me, just like really looking at the optics of everything, I think that Cardinals loss is what turned everything around for us. Because we had the opportunity to like really like win that game and we didn't utilize it. We didn't take control. And I think for me that was the turning point of us really wanting to win. And obviously, that starts with him. Just even the logistics or the schematics of things. Like us being able so like in the first half, Jordan Love and even up to the third quarter, Jordan Love being able to have everything he want because he's throwing against the wind. But then in the fourth quarter, he had to throw to the wind. And Dave Canales and his coaching staff knew that, so they wanted to receive the kick. They wanted to receive the kick, but they wanted to also make sure that they got the final say so in which way the ball was going. So that way, in the fourth quarter, they knew when it came down to it, it was in our favor. Thankfully, that happened because that wind was extremely strong, and we were able to pull the win off. I mean that kickoff. So I could only just imagine if we weren't able to have the opportunity to to pretty much kick where the wind is going, we probably would have been in the overtime, and we probably would have lost because the way that interception was crazy, man. Like the way the ball was just curved, I was like, that's crazy. Like I couldn't even blame Bryce for that. It literally the wind was so strong. Like if you try to throw 15 yards or more, that ball is cooked. So kudos to Dave Canales, just really rallying this team into believing that we can win games, and it really showing out on the film, on the field. It's really nice to see that winning culture is coming back to the Carolinas. Um,
Is he up there as far as like some of our best coaches, up there with Ron Rivera, or is it too early? Because I know this is like what, second year, third.
yeah, second.
Yeah.
Um, I really do like his energy. Um, I really do like his energy. I I think he has the capability of being like top three, obviously, because you have John Fox and then Ron Rivera. So I think he has that capability of being next. Um, One thing I also like too, just being bold and going for it on fourth down, just being aggressive, more aggressive, especially on the offensive end. Like now, I don't worry as much about his play calling like I did before. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Like I feel more comfortable and I believe in what he has to offer, especially in our offense. So like now I'm totally invested. Like I try to get this whole trauma thing out of me, man, because like even when it came to that to the um to the kick, I'm so scared because of Eddie Pinero. Eddie Pinero has like dubbed us out of a lot of wins. So it's like I hope he really make this. Like my heart was beating so fast when Ryan Fitzgerald was going to make that kick, and when it went in, I was just like, oh my gosh, we're a winning football team. We're not a bad team. So yeah, yeah, man. I'm really proud of what Canales is doing. I'm proud to see where we are going and where we are headed. I think we have a lot of good in front of us. So
Yeah, absolutely. Um, we have very winnable games coming up, and again, just like good execution, great execution with Bryce doing what he has to do, and managing the game. And again, with Dave with his play calling and being able to, uh, you know, pay attention to the defense and what they can offer as far as like their run defense or their being able to uh, watch out for the safeties and the CBs, and just like you said, just going for it. Whether it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, or 4th and 5, and just keeping that hope alive for a drive and a possession. So those are the things that I love as well. Um, and being able to um, be efficient, and so I love that. Again, just gaining that confidence more and more each play, um, and getting the scores as much as possible. So
yeah,
I love.
yeah. It's funny because Micah has some stuff to say, pretty much on why he didn't get any pressures or, uh, yeah, get any pressures. Why he wasn't able to get a sack, and pretty much he was. Long story short, he was pretty much saying that, oh well, it's going to be hard to um, it's going to be hard for someone do to get a sack or whatever the case may be if they only have 100 passing yards. And I'm like, what? I was like, no, you just couldn't beat us. You couldn't get past us. That's
Yeah.
all there was. You got dominated. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, and once again, this just kind of goes back to like what I was saying, like about people not respecting us. Everyone just had us dead. Now, like, shame on us for like going against the Panthers. All right. But like I said, we were being realistic. At the same time, like the disrespect to us has been crazy.
Yeah.
So like comments like that really bother me because I'm just like, you wouldn't have said the same thing if the stat line was still the same, but y'all would have won. You wouldn't have said that. And stuff like that bothers me because it's just like I don't know, like that's just bull. To me, that's bull job. Um, yeah. So what do you have any thoughts about that?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, anybody that Well, first off, we have to put respect on Michael Parsons' name because he's one of the best in the game. But at the same time, um, it's just excuses, bro.
Mhm.
Um, and doing what you have to do there. But I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? That's a very on the other side of the coin is like that's a very tough L.
Mhm.
Listening with a late game field goal, and so um, I mean, it's what it is. You gotta take that L, man. You know?
Yeah.
So
So the trade deadline was today. Um, Sauce Gardner to the Colts, man, for two first round picks. I was like, what?
yeah,
It wasn't the fact that he got traded, and it wasn't the fact that he got traded for a first round pick, but two first round picks. Kendrick, what's your thoughts, man?
the Colts ain't playing, man. They for real about their rebuild and just going for it. And getting a guy like that is going to obviously help them in their secondary and just their team period. And so, uh, my brother texted me that same thing, and I was just like, Super Bowl.
Hmm.
So, um, we will see how that works out for them. I know they are even with the loss to Pittsburgh. They're still what 7-2.
Yep.
Yeah, and so yeah, I still put them in high regard and definitely probably uh mm, I see them in the AFC conference game. Against who I don't know at the current moment, but I still put them as the best team, and not just in the AFC but in the entire league. So and adding a guy like that just heightens it. How about you?
Mhm. I most definitely have them going as far as the AFC Championship game. If they continue to do what they do, which is obviously give JT the ball, give him the ball. I don't care what you like. And Daniel Jones just have to manage the game. We don't need nothing spectacular.
It's,
Defense.
it's
Their
like
defense is already good.
yeah, is he like the most improved player of the year?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, I yeah, their defense is already good. Excuse me.
Ooh.
Um, um, I know Travarius Ward was out with a concussion, so he should be back sometime soon. So I think they potentially could have one of the best secondaries for sure in the NFL. And having a guy who's really good at man coverage and Sauce Gardner, he doesn't get a lot of picks, but I know when Travarius Ward comes back, they're going to want to throw to the second option a lot. So Travarius Ward might get those picks rather than Sauce. And then they have Kenny Moore, I think that's his name. Kenny Moore, he's a nickelback, really great nickelback. I think he's one of the best nickelbacks in the NFL. Very fast, and he can do his job really, really well. So I do like this pick from the Colts. I just don't think I'm giving up two first round picks for him. So the Jets, I mean, they got something good out of it, but the question is, will the Jets do what they need to do? Because obviously, the last time they had two first round picks in the same year, um, they had Sauce and Garrett Wilson. Sauce is no longer there. The experiment, with the Jets is over. So, yeah. And then, the Jets also traded Quentin Williams, their superstar D lineman, really, really great D lineman to the Cowboys. Um, I thought that was interesting. I felt like his time was coming slowly but surely to leave. So nice pickup by the Cowboys, especially after the way they lost yesterday. It just gives the Cowboy fans and the Cowboys team, just a little bit more hope. I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. Um,
Mm.
I don't think that they're 3-5. I don't think that
Mhm.
their secondary needs help, man. That
Yeah,
secondary is not good. So, um, yeah, I think that Quentin Williams helps them be serviceable enough for like those 8-9 or 9-8 type seasons. Um, yeah, I still don't think that they'll make it to the playoffs. Um, but I think you know they won't have a terrible season either.
yeah, definitely. It definitely helps them, on their defensive side of the ball. Dak Prescott has been carrying them honestly, throughout the entire season. And the way they keep themselves in games is due to their offense. And so adding a guy like that can definitely help them. Like you said, for towards the end of the season or trying to fight for playoff positioning. And so um, I never even thought about it like that as far as Dallas going to the playoffs or not. They've just been so up and down this season. But
Yeah,
again, with Dak playing the way that he plays, it's just like it's hard to say that.
yeah,
But their record don't lie, and so there's a lot of other teams, both sides of the conferences that has definitely stepped up, and we'll see when it comes down to the wire. But um, yeah, adding a guy like that can definitely boost up their defense and being able to stop teams from scoring as much because most of their half of Dallas games has been like high scoring.
yeah,
And so yeah, that can definitely help them, lower that a little bit.
yeah. So do you think that the playoffs is wide open for anyone? Because every team this year has lost 2 games, at least 2 games. Do you think like there is no like what how, so I'll say this, especially in the NFC, I don't think that there are no like head honchos of like yeah they're absolutely going to the NFC Championship or like
Yeah.
yeah they're most definitely got the conference on lock. Me personally, I don't see that on either side. Um,
Mhm.
I feel like the only team possibly, once again, may be the Chiefs because no, because they just lost to the Bills.
Yeah.
They just lost to the Bills, so I take that back. I feel like the grabs for everything is wide open for anyone to grasp.
Yeah, I agree. There's so many other teams that can possibly take the crown. As far as the NFC, you talk about the Buccaneers, you have the Rams, you have the 49ers, even Seattle, even, with their, great win Sunday night. Um, and of course, you gotta mention the champs, right? But they've been up and down as well. So even with their record, um, in the AFC, of course, you have the Colts that we just got done talking about. The Patriots has been playing very, very
Yeah,
well. Drake May leading the charge and being, this may be a crazy take, but like low key MVP race. He's in there. Um, Maybe like outside of the top five, right? 6, 7, 6, 7. But no, like he's been great. Yeah, the Colts, Patriots. Like I said, the Bills just had a great win defeating the Chiefs, and so it's yeah, I agree. It's very wide open. Like any team can take it. For the past couple years, it's always been the Chiefs, Chiefs, Chiefs. But a lot of teams have stepped up, got the players that they needed to reconstruct and play better football. And so, um, like I said, I right now I see the Colts in there, but as far as the NFC, it's anybody's game.
Yeah. Um. Ooh, I'm trying to think. Ooh, Drake made that. That was kind of a bold take right there. Well, not necessarily bold because he is playing good. 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, almost 2,300 yards passing. He is playing really good. I think that gives him obviously a Pro Bowl nod. Possibly. I don't think so, but just maybe a second team All Pro. Um, that's a possible. That's a strong possible. Um, because you got to think about a Dak Prescott. You have to think about a Daniel Jones. You have to think about obviously Pat Mahomes. Even what's my guy name? I never mind. I take that back because I almost said Justin Herbert, but I take that back. Um,
Well, I forgot about the Chargers too. Hey,
yeah,
yeah, they're contending too. So it's definitely
yeah.
wide open.
Yes, it's a lot that we gotta take into consideration. I'm being honest, man. I'm being honest. Like I feel like if he wasn't old, Matthew Stafford should be in that conversation.
As far as what
MVP,
MVP,
absolutely.
yeah,
This man has 21 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. How can you not?
yeah.
How can you not? Like he has not turned the ball over that much. To have 21 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, I mean, that's pretty impressive. But I just feel like because of who he is and also how old he is, he may not get it. But I think if he continues to go the rate that he's going, then absolutely. Um, shoot, even um, me personally, just because the way they've been playing, my boy Sam Darnold been going crazy too, dog.
Yeah, yeah,
Sam has been going crazy with JSN, and
yeah.
it's like, man, I think this MVP race is wide open too. We and what sucks is that it's such a quarterback like award. Once again, I feel like if it wasn't just based solely off quarterbacks, I would either give it to outside of quarterbacks, I would either give it to Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, or Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
Those would be my three. Because Jackson Smith and Jigba almost has 1,000 yards already in 8 games. I don't, will he break 200? I mean 2,000. Ooh, that's a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tyreek Hill, his I think for second year in Miami, he was supposed to break it because the pace he was going. So I feel like some steam may die down. But to still have 948 yards in the first 8 games, that's impressive. Jonathan Taylor, 895 rushing yards, 11 total touchdowns. I mean, he's carrying the team on his back. I mean, yes, he has Daniel Jones, but like obviously, the having Jonathan Taylor is really beneficial to everything. And then
Yeah.
you have CMC doing what he does best. Now he's carrying the team on his back. To be top 10 in receiving and in rushing, that's pretty impressive. And he leads the NFL in scrimmage yards
Mm-hmm.
with he already has 1,200 scrimmage yards and it's only been 8 games. That's crazy. So it just goes to show like how valuable he is to this team, to his team. And without him, yeah, you know. So yeah, those would be my guys. What about you?
Non quarterbacks to get the
Yeah.
MVP. Right now, yeah, I'll have to agree with Jonathan Taylor. Um, Jonathan Taylor. I know it was a crazy take when I first said this. I said Puka, uh, and he's just, he's obviously great, but I don't think he'll get it. Um, Jonathan Taylor. It would be selfish as a Panther fan to say Rico, but he hasn't done enough. Um, but right now, I'll just say Jonathan Taylor. Honestly,
Mhm.
you know, carrying that offense alongside and um, and just doing what he has to do there, and just being an amazing player that he is. So,
Yeah.
um, but I agree with you. It's like a very quarterback based award, and I was going to ask you something too, like you have the Daniel Jones of the world, Drake May, even JJ McCarthy. The youth movement is definitely in the league right now. But how do you feel about the older statesmen in the league? Still doing what they doing. You spoke about Matthew Stafford. Joe Flacco has been much better now with Cincinnati than he ever did in Cleveland. And Aaron Rodgers still hanging on in Pittsburgh too. Um, how do you feel about the lasting uh, quarterbacks from the days when we first started watching?
Man, I think it's really applaudable for, these guys to be over like 30, 38, 37, 38, and still looking like or still performing the way they're performing. Like I said, Matthew Stafford, to have 21 touchdowns, two interceptions, over 2,000 yards passing is really impressive. Now, you do have guys like Puka and you have a Devontae Adams, but to still be able to throw the ball at the rate that you're throwing it, that's really great. Joe Flacco, my goodness. I mean, if he would have pulled that off Sunday, good night, Lord. I That would have been impressive.
Yeah,
For him to sling and he is slinging it. Like, pause. That was crazy. Uh I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to talk. But nah, yeah, nah, Joe Flacco, man, like it's really impressive seeing him at 40 years old, like balling out the way he is, especially having a T. Higgins and a Jamar Chase. Um, he just turns the ball over a little bit more than I would like, but or than what anyone would like. But golly, he can push the ball down the field. So it's really nice to see Joe Flacco still. I don't know. It's funny because it's just like, man, like where was this the first half of his career?
yeah,
Like that's what I'm like. I don't know. I'm just like the way he's playing now. He should have played like that the first 8 years of his career. But Aaron Rodgers, obviously Hall of Fame quarterback. So still him doing. Obviously, he took a decline, but not much. Not a decline to where it's like, yeah, you can't play anymore. Um,
yeah,
I think it's nice to still see him, wanting to really win, and not saying that Joe and Matthew don't want to win, but like his assertiveness, I guess, it's really nice to see. It fits the Steelers. So yeah, it's nice seeing these old guys like, hey, I'm not, I'm going to the wheels fall off. So yeah, I like these old guys really doing what they need to do in order to put their teams in a winning position.
yeah. Most definitely. Like especially Joe Flacco being 40 years old and being, I think last time I checked, like he's top 10 as far as passing yards, hanging in there with, guys like Dak and Daniel Jones and Drake May, right? And so um, I think the trade was just like a turning of a new leaf and giving him the opportunity to show what he has. And like you said, playing with the guys like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, like reliable options than, in Cleveland. And so, Aaron Rodgers, he's my second favorite quarterback of all time. So I've always been a bit biased towards him and saying that he still has it. Obviously he has aged and, taken a step back into the player that he was in Green Bay. I had high hopes for him in New York. Just didn't work out for him. Being injured on the first play, that was just crazy, man.
Yeah.
But, it fits him, being in Pittsburgh and being that player that's, willing to just air it out and, doing what you have to do. And, even though he's in like, I think the top 20 or top 25, but, still having options like DK and all across the board with their offense. And so I love Aaron. This might be his last one right here. And so like I'm just enjoying it as much as I can. And Matthew Stafford too. Like I've always enjoyed his game, even in Detroit. And still seeing him play and ball the way that he is, like you said, playing with Puka and Devontae Adams is just the icing on the cake for him. And I'm so glad that he was able to get his first ring a couple years ago. And so, man, like it's so weird too, because it's like all the players that we grew up on are like leaving one by one. It's just that era of watching football is just like, of course, the head of the snake was Tom Brady. Then you had Peyton Manning. Then you had Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers, even Eli Manning. It's just, man, like all of them gone. Matt Ryan, right? And so, Cam, you know what I'm saying? But, can't play forever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, for sure. All right. On to basketball really quick. Hey man, your Bulls 5-1, dog. 5-1.
5-1, bro.
5-1.
5-1.
Hey man. So tell me how you feel about that, dog.
Man, I'm loving it. Like I was just seeing like all of the comments like, oh, we're gonna be 8-2-0. I'm like, bro, like I'm not that fan. I'm not crazy. But I was just enjoying the ride, as far as being undefeated. Defeating a team like New York, but ultimately losing. But it felt good. It felt great. Josh Giddey leading the way. Man, we're just playing complementary basketball and just executing and playing team basketball. Even though Josh Giddey is leading the way, guys like Patrick Williams is definitely contributing. Trey Jones coming off the bench, starting.
Yeah.
He's finding a home here, and of course Vucevic doing what he does, and I forgot the dude's name, the foreign dude.
You talking about Ayo or Montas Buzelis?
Yeah, him. Yeah, I love his game. And so, man, I love it, man. We're playing great, and I still feel like we're still like a middle of the pack team, but we'll see as the season progresses. But man, I'm loving the vibe right now. This is the most hyped I've been so far for us in a long time.
Man, and it's funny because you guys haven't even played with Kobe White yet.
Exactly.
I mean, like I said, I think y'all are a really complete team as well. Y'all have a lot of like height. There is a lot of height on your squad. Um, with like you said, Josh Giddey leading the way, with 22 points, about 9 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, what more can you ask for? Y'all really don't turn the ball over at all. Y'all really don't. So that's nice to see. You guys average about like 14 turnovers a game. That's pretty low, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Um, but it's also a high scoring like league, right? You got the double double machine in Nikola Vucevic. Um, I like Ayo. Is it Ayo Dusamu? I always
Yeah,
mess up
something
his
like
name,
that.
but like he is really solid off. He's really a great guard that I think fits what the Windy City is. Especially him, majority of the time being a backup. So like for him to like really be like that interchangeable, like he could be a starter but also a six man. The average 16 3 and 3 and shooting at a pretty decent clip, I mean, I think is really nice. Um, and you guys pass the ball a lot too. You guys pass the ball a lot with the addition of Trey Jones, like you said, for him to come off the bench, average like 12 and 6. That's that helps out a lot. So that means he is he has good ball movement with the second unit. For you guys to average 30 assists a game, that just goes to show like you guys are moving the ball and you guys are making shots. So, kudos to you guys. Strong start, excellent start, being 5-1. I know right now you are facing the 76ers, who are also 5-1. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you that's crazy. Um but I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys you know will do later, like in that back end, after the All-Star break. Cause I think you guys will be like I think you guys have the capability of being like that fourth seed, for that fourth or fifth seed. If I'm being realistic, because like when you look at the lineup, y'all are stacked with versatility. Y'all are stacked with like ball movement players, nice pick and
Perimeter.
roll. Like there is a lot of things that you guys are stacked with. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see.
Yeah, and like you said, as far as like Trey Jones, like we definitely needed that secondary playmaker now that Lonzo is gone.
Yeah.
Um, to come off the bench and set up the team, and so I'm excited for his improvement and where he continues to be in the rotation. And yeah, I definitely see us like 4, 5, 6 in there if we continue to play that we play throughout the season, barring injury. And so, man, like I'm excited for my Bulls, man. And you know, Charlotte ain't playing that bad either. You know, y'all are all right.
Yeah. Um So I'll say this: what always kills me is the injuries, man. The injury bug always gets us. Like
Yeah,
I was really looking forward to seeing like Brandon Miller really like ball out, but I feel like now I was robbed of that. Because he has a shoulder injury going on right now, so I think he's out for like another 2 weeks.
yeah,
Oh, which sucks. But we have a healthy Lamelo, which is always good. Almost a triple double machine, averaging 23, 8, and 9, which is great. We have the serviceable Miles Bridges, who's finding his rhythm again. He was in a slump the first few games, but now it seems like he's really getting back under his feet. We have Colin Sexton, really good, interchangeable guy once again. I would just wish he wouldn't shoot the ball so much because like his percentage isn't the best right now, but he does bring intensity on both sides of the ball. Con Knipple, I love Con K2. Um he shoots that ball at a high clip, dude. Like it doesn't make any sense how efficient he is. So like to see that, it's nice to know like, oh, like we have an actual shooter. And like I said, that opens up the floor for LaMelo a little bit more. For not only for him to score, but for him to get other players involved. We have Musa Diabate. He came off the bench the other night, 17 and 12. Um, it's nice that we have a decent starting lineup, but we also have a decent bench. I really like Sion James, our guard who's from Duke. This man is shooting 77 between like 77 and 74% from the 3-point line. And it's not no like one attempt a game. No, it's multiple.
Yeah,
And his field goal percentage is like 65%. For a guard, that's impressive. He takes care of the ball. He tries to make the right play all the time. So it's nice to have to build that confidence in a rookie. For sure. I am this is a better start than what we've seen. I feel a little bit more comfortable with this roster that we have. But it's just the injuries that I worry about, man. And to see Brandon Miller down once again, it's like, oh, that's frustrating. So
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. What do you hate to bring this up, man? What do you what do you think about the Lakers?
They're good. They're pretty good. I know they just won. Didn't they just beat the Lakers? I mean the Blazers
Yep,
without Luca and Austin Reeves, right?
yep,
That's crazy. And so they're playing very well. I've been watching clips of them, and JJ is doing his thing over there,
yeah,
being able to get everybody involved and executing and just playing complementary basketball, and so it will be interesting to see how that continues to go once LeBron is back. Because LeBron is everything goes through him pretty much, and so uh, we'll have to see about that.
yeah,
Uh, and Luca just being Luca, double triple double machine himself, and Austin Reeves has definitely stepped up too, being that guy that you can definitely count on when the game counts, and so
yeah,
and then also adding role players such as DeAndre Ayton, who's not the greatest player in the world, but he definitely get those um, boards for you, play defense for you, get those blocks, and um, getting dirty with the big man, down low, and so Marcus Smart as well, and so the other dude too, what's his name? Jake
yeah.
Liver.
Jake Lavaria, yeah.
Yeah, he's playing pretty good too. So um, yeah, they're pretty solid right now. What's their record? And they're like
I just know they won back to back games. That's all I know.
two, 5-1, something like that. I don't know.
I don't think they that. Nah, 6-2, 6-2. They're 6-2.
Yeah, I knew it was
So
around.
so they're third. They're third in the West. So OKC is 7-0. Then Spurs is 5-1,
Wow,
and Lakers is 6-2.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, women going crazy right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Hey man, you know what? I'm gonna add Wimby to my ban list on parlays. This dude sold. This dude Wimby sold me, bro. Hold on, let me take my hat off so you know. This dude Wimby sold me, bro. Ken, bro, put in a parlay. I put in a smooth ticket. I put in about $10. $10 win me 450 easily. I hit every single one. And I was like, you know what? I'll give Wimby I did the player combo, the points, rebound, and assist. I was like, you know what? I'll go a modest 25 for him to hit 25. This dude hit 20.
Yeah.
So he's on my ban list now. Cause like, why would you do that to me? You robbed me, bro. You average about 46. You average 46 in the combos.
Yeah.
25. 25. I did 25 because I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna go too high. You may blow the team out. You may rest. I don't know.
Yeah.
You played 35 minutes. You give me 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. Who do you think you are? Why would you do that to me? Dog, I was hot.
Yeah.
He was the only one I missed too. I'm like, I'm about to stop because I keep missing by one. I keep missing by one. No matter how big or small the parlay is, I keep
Yeah.
missing it by one. And I'm like, okay.
It seems like it's always big man that messes you up. And then like Joel Embiid did the same thing.
Yes. Yes. I think that's the problem. I need to stop betting with the big man. Cause you know what's funny? The other night, your boy Nikola Vucevic messed me up too.
Damn.
Yeah, I was hot. I only put him in for a double double because I know he's a double double machine. Man had 8 rebounds. I'm like, come on, dog. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good. But yeah, Wimby's on my ban list, man. I was pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, I know we are under the lights, we're like basketball, football right now. But hey man, what's you think what do you think about main event Jey Uso, man? Um, losing a big match against CM Punk this past Saturday night. Do you think his championship windows is closed? And do you think it's one of those things where that Yeet Nation is kind of like dying down and like he's kind of like forced down our throats at this point now? Or is this what do you think of him right now?
um, I think I don't think it's necessarily closed, or I think it's a. I think the door's about to get ready to prop close. Depending on how everything goes. Um, but I think the Yeet is starting to wind down a little bit, and he's starting to slowly but surely like turn into what he resented. Um, in Roman. Um, I feel like what he's doing right now, especially with the segment with CM Punk, was like, let me help you. Let me help you. I think he's going in with the like, if you can't beat him, then join him, but then beat him again. Like I think what he's trying to do is manipulate CM Punk to like be as vulnerable as possible with him, and then he attacks.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we will see. Um, it kind of goes back to what I've said before. Um, um, you know, Jay don't always win the big ones. He don't. He don't. I'm pretty sure if King was here, he would have had a lot to say about what I just said.
Yeah.
Especially, with him winning the Royal Rumble, him winning WrestleMania. Like, okay, yeah, I got it. But, you know, um, I think Jay Uso is possibly. I mean, I just think now where he is, I just think he's in that lone wolf mentality right now. So he's just trying to find ways to get back what he feels like is rightfully his. So now he understands what Roman was talking about, especially with him being a champion, things of that nature. And, I just feel like he's at the point where it's like, all right, well, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't care if you with me or against me. If you in my way, I'm going to remove you, whether you like it or not. I just feel like that's where Jay is right now.
And I'm glad you mentioned the Rumble and WrestleMania beating Gunther, um, and having like a what month and a half reign. Do you think his entire run was a failure?
I don't think it was a failure. I think it was just more so of like, I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was the best either. And like, and I'm not saying like he has the best like reign ever, but it's just like I really can't remember what happened during his reign, and it's no disrespect to him, but it's just like, I know he won a few times, defending his championship, but like there's not a lot of things, like I said, that I can recall that has happened towards like, you know what, yeah, he's built for that. And like I said, it's no disrespect to Jay. It's
Yeah.
no disrespect to him, but like I don't know. I feel like the more he's in the spotlight, just me personally, this is just me personally, I feel like the more redundant he can be,
Mm,
which is why I said I think he is mm, a great upper mid card. I think so. I just feel like it's too much responsibility for him. Just a little too much. A little too much pressure for him to carry the company with Cody. Things like that. Um, just forgetting your promo lines, or just like the way he improvs and stuff. It like, I don't know, like, okay, besides him like yeeting, right? Like that, there's not a match that really stands out to me towards like, man, like he sure can go. Like he has a motor. I give him that, but like, I don't know. Like I would say even what's my guy name? Dragonoff. I
mhm.
say him winning the U.S. title was better than him beating Gunther with the submission. That's just me though.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like his match with Gunther, not at Mania, but like that Raw for the IC was pretty good.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, the entire idea of the right hand man was obviously to prop up Jay and put him in that status, and I feel like they did it well with his come up. Always coming up short. Losing to Gunther, losing to Roman, right? Um, but always having those flashes of what he can be once he gets to that mantle. Um, I feel like no one was expecting, obviously, the Rumble win, and once he got it, it was just like, okay, like they're serious with this. They're serious with pushing him to that pinpoint of a Cody, of a Roman, of a CM Punk, of a Seth Rollins, right? And so, like, okay, let's just see where it goes here. Goes up against Gunther. Um, Good match, right? It was okay. Not the greatest. Um, it was just the way he won for me. It's just like tapping him out was like crazy.
Yeah,
Uh, but I mean, he openly admitted like he just took the you know foot off the gas. Once he got champion, it's just like all of it. Was just the rise, and once he got there, just like okay, cool. I'm good with just being champ for however long until whatever. But um, I do appreciate just authenticity with his role and his character, and the amount of work that he puts in to be there every week and put on a show literally. And but like you said, man, there's different levels to being that superstar, right?
yeah,
um there's stars, and but then there's superstars, and I feel like Jey Uso is just a real great star. Um, but again, like there's levels to it, right? And so, I mean, I like Jay, I really do. Um, I just think that that star is like dying down a little bit.
yeah,
Um, at this point, I feel like a heel turn is definitely needed to resurrect
yeah,
that star, and so definitely looking forward to that. But right now, it's just not clicking.
yeah,
Um, and so yeah, just like there's more into being that superstar than just your quality of matches. Like obviously being able to talk, carry um, promos and um, media appearances and all that stuff, and within those aspects, Jay is just not there. Um, like prime example, last Monday when Punk and Jay had that um, one on one. Like when Punk was on his way to the ring, I was like, he has no chance against this dude. Like Punk
yeah,
is like up there with the Cenas, the Rocks of
yeah,
the as far as being able to talk. Like Punk would run circles around him.
yeah,
Um, so I was interested in seeing how that went. And Punk went super light. And so yeah, man, like I like Jay. Is just he's just not there. I still do enjoy him being a singles, um, and being in that mid card. But as that guy, as the guy of the company, I just don't see it.
yeah.
So
Yeah, like I said, I've always had my thoughts about Jay over ever since we've talked about it. Um, I've I've always felt the same. Is it was nice really seeing him, get that get the win in the Rumble and winning the championship. But like it was at some point in time, like even at the Saturday night main event, like you could just feel it, like you could see it when he came out in his entrance and started to, like, it just did not feel the same. It didn't feel electrifying like the previous ones and stuff like that. And I
yeah,
was like, man, wait, is this a crowd thing? But I'm like, nah, like I wonder if it's just like really getting I don't I don't want to necessarily say old, but it's just like I wonder if he is like burnt out. I wonder, like just things like that because what you stated, like he the work that he does is phenomenal, always like just being there, being consistent and things like that. But like, man, like, if it what does you being burnt out help with? I just think that's my thing. I think we should give him a little break. maybe about a month, maybe close to a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, because he has put in a lot of hard work, but I just feel like things are like you said, like that star, the light on it is just starting to dim now. So yeah.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Um, I felt like sprinkling in some WWE talk was
No, for sure. For sure.
yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to us. It is two McKnights with one mic. Thank you guys for watching. Please give any type of feedback, whatever the case may be. So that way we can talk about what you guys like too. We this is why we're here. We like to talk, and we just want to hear you guys' voices in the community. Um, or the guys who all supports. We truly appreciate it. Uh, I appreciate Kendrick putting the time and effort in and making room for me to or adjusting his schedule continuously to um record with. Earlier today I was like, "Hey, you want to do 7?" He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "No, wait, can we do 7:30?" And then he didn't respond, but I was like, "Wait, we can do 7:05." He was like, "Bet." So like, him just being flexible, like is truly appreciative. So thank you, Kendrick, for doing that. And then yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys, just interact with us. We'll start going live eventually.
No, it's just like I was acceptable with the 7:30. I just didn't
Oh,
respond because I was shaving, like I said. And
okay,
you
my bad.
were like, I was like, okay, cool.
I was like, dang, my bad, my bad. But
You good?
yeah, yeah. Just please, like, we would appreciate if you guys would just comment or anything like that. And like I said, just about like 32 seconds ago, we'll start planning to go live so that way you guys can actually like really interact with us. And if you guys ever want to talk about anything, you guys can just put it in the chat and we will discuss it. Kendrick, you got anything, man?
Nah, man. You pretty much said everything, and also too, just like getting like topics to talk about from the fans or people on your side, as far as like your students, or your players, excuse me. And so, um, yeah, I'm all game as far as uh, talking about anything Carolina. And also too, are we gonna dive into Tar Heel basketball, bro?
You know, that was gonna be a conversation for later, but I'm most definitely open to it. For sure. I
Yeah.
was just like, man, I know last year I was just super pissed. And I was super pissed. So I was like, I don't even want to cover it. Like I don't even want to look at UNC basketball. But the way we look, absolutely. I'm open to that.
Cool. But yeah,
All right.
definitely follow us, follow the channel, follow the Instagram. Isn't the lights pod, right?
Underscore.
No.
Underscore.
Underscore,
Yeah,
right?
underscore the lights dot pod.
Cool. Follow the Instagram. We have a YouTube as well. We upload obviously the longer version videos and also shorts and reels. Follow me individually on Instagram, Kendrick30 underscore. Um, TikTok as well, Kendrick McKnight 30, and my own YouTube channel as well, The Life of Kendrick. I've been on a solid stretch of posting, um, with my own podcast, Beneath the Surface. Um, my fifth episode will be coming out Saturday, probably Saturday morning. Um, but I just posted episode 4, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So yeah, tune in on that. just talking life, talking my life experiences, and hoping that you find something informative. Hope it went into one ear, stayed in, and as long as I help someone out there, I'm good to go. So um, yeah, what I
Yeah,
do? It's funny.
she was like, it goes in one ear and stay in there. That
Yeah,
was funny. That was funny. But yeah, man, please support Kendrick. He's been doing this for quite a while now. 5 years? Is it five? Five of them things. Um, so please support my guy. He's been nothing but hard working at this. So just seeing the work that he's been doing is nothing but applaudable, and just grateful to even witness. As a fan and a friend. Um, so yeah, we really appreciate that. Um, Once again, man, thank you guys for tuning in with Under the Lights with the McKnights, where it's two McKnights, but it's one mic. Y'all have a good evening. Peace.